All right, so let's just start because it's 3 o'clock. So good afternoon, and thank you everyone for joining our information session today. My name is Florence Lambert, and I am the Head of Arts and Creative Industry at the British Council, Malaysia. I'll just start with very short house rules. So first of all, the session will be recorded. So please do hide your camera and mute your mic if you do not wish to be recorded. During the presentation delivery, we would ask you to kindly mute yourselves until the Q&A is open towards the end of the session. However, you can use the chat function. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat and we will either respond to it during the Q&A or get back to you personally by email. And finally, we welcome diverse opinions and view on the topic of creative economy, but we ask that everyone comes with an open mind, listen, and be respectful of everyone else's opinion in the call. So that's it for the house rules. And I'm now gonna just briefly take you through the agenda and present to you my colleagues on the call later on. But first, I would like to say that this program is done in partnership with the ASEAN Secretariat, FCDO, and the British Council. And the ASEAN Secretariat has identified creative economy as a key pillar of growth for its member countries. It also recognizes that post-pandemic, cultural and creative industries of ASEAN need support and a harmonization of the definition of the creative economy. In recent years, member nations such as Indonesia, Thailand, and the Philippines have championed their creative economy through policy, sector support, and international dialogue opportunities. While the creative economy has been recognized as a key sector in Malaysia since the 1990s, cultural and creative industry stakeholders still face many challenges pertaining to advocacy and recognition, investment and funding, skills and capacity building, new market and audience reach, and in adapting and responding to global challenges. So when compared with neighboring countries such as Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, or Singapore, Malaysia still lags significantly in the creative sector's contribution to GDP. Indonesia, Thailand, and the Philippines' contribution to GDP is about 8%, and Malaysia remains at 2%. So there is still a lot of work that needs to be done in Malaysia, and we hope that this program will be an opportunity for creative economy policymakers and practitioners to break the silos, to gain a common understanding of the CCIs, and to come together to pave a new roadmap for the creative industry in Malaysia. So I will now let my colleagues Erica Chong, our arts manager in Malaysia, and Camelia Hararap, head of creative industry East Asia, tell you more about our training program. Camelia will take you through the ASEAN-UK partnership between ASEAN Secretariat, FCDO, and the British Council, and Erica will dive into more details of the program's delivery. And I will come back later to explain our call of action for today and to respond to your Q&As. So Camelia, please go ahead. Thanks.
Thank you, Florence. And hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Camelia Harahap. I'm the head of creative economy for East Asia. I'm currently based in Jakarta, Indonesia, and it's really lovely to be able to meet you all today. And as Florence had mentioned, I'm going to explain a little bit about the program of the ASEAN-UK Advancing Creative Economy. Erica, could you help me to bring up the next slide? So the ASEAN-UK Advancing Creative Economy program is actually a new program that we have just launched earlier this year. It is being delivered by British Council with co-funding by the UK's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, and it is in support and partnership with the ASEAN Secretariat. The program is a one-year program, so it will be running from March 2024 until mid-2025. And the focus of this program is that it will support the ASEAN-UK Plan of Action, particularly focusing on people-to-people exchange, and will provide an opportunity for cultural exchange, understanding, and mutual learning, leading to the sustainable development of the creative economy in both ASEAN as well as in the UK. The program will also align with the ASEAN Sociocultural Community Blueprint, particularly in terms of promoting ASEAN as a center for human resource development and training, and encourages and supports the creative industries and other pursuits. Next. So the overall objective of this new program is to promote cultural exchange and socio-economic growth in ASEAN by maximizing the potential of the creative economy on individuals, communities, environments within the ASEAN region, while also trying to build and foster ASEAN's identity and the awareness of that identity to the international community, in particular in the UK. So how we build this program is by focusing on two strands. The first strand is around capacity building and skills development, and the second strand is around research and mapping. And through skills development, we've identified several activities that we are planning on doing through this program, such as the Hybrid Creative Economy Training Program, which you'll hear more about later on today. But the idea is that earlier this year, we had done a ASEAN-UK Creative Economy Policy Roundtable in Jakarta, and we invited around 60 plus policymakers from across the ASEAN region to join our policy roundtable. And through the policy roundtable, we were collecting insights and data about how to shape this program, but also what is the needs and gaps and areas where the UK can contribute to collaboration and interventions. So through this roundtable, we were able to help shape and build some of the training programs that we're going to be offering today. The second area of skills development is now focused more on the sector of festivals, because we see festivals as a very important intermediary for the development and acceleration of the creative economy and creative industries. So we are planning to provide a hybrid training program for festival management, as well as opportunities for festival practitioners to go on delegations to the UK and to connect with other festival practitioners from the region and from the UK. And lastly, through our research and mapping strand, we find that this is also a very important area for us to focus on. Primarily through the policy roundtable, we've realized that there is a current lack of data and evidence that we can use to measure the impact of the creative economy sector. And that's why through this program, we are planning on doing several research and mapping, such as the regional perception poll research, a research on the arts and creative technology landscape, and finally, a festival sector mapping in ASEAN. Next. So this is just the timeline, the overall timeline of the ASEAN-UK Advancing Creative Economy program. As I mentioned earlier, there was the roundtable that kind of kickstarted the whole program, and we really used that as an opportunity to gather data and insights on how to shape the initiative. We'll be delivering several trainings, such as the hybrid creative economy training that Erica and Florence will also speak about more later on. And we've been also developing several delegation programs, such as the Music Festival delegation, which already happened in May, and then upcoming the Hybrid Festival Academy training, which will happen next year. But in between, we'll be doing all these different research projects in order to be able to collect more data and evidence on how to measure the impact of the creative economy sector. So I think that is all from my side about the background of the ASEAN-UK Advancing Creative Economy program. And now I'm handing it over to Erica, who can share more about the policy training program.
Hi, hello everyone. My name's Erica and I'm the arts manager for Malaysia, and I'll bring you through the details of the rolling out of the policy training in Malaysia. So as a start, I'd like to explain how it all began, and this effort actually draws from the findings of a training needs assessment conducted in 2021, where we ran this program in Turkey. We teamed up with Cultural Associates Oxford to develop an online learning program for policymakers working in the creative economy. The program is an immersive self-taught online course for policymakers who work in local, regional, and central government. So the modules will be on demand, designed for civil servants and sector professionals to build their understanding of the creative economy, as well as providing insights, case studies, and practical knowledge to inform policy development work. The program builds on the demand for UK experience within the region and creates peer networks with the UK and the rest of the world. So the training program that will be running in ASEAN will be done in 2 rounds. So in round 1, we will have Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Vietnam, and ASEAN SOMCA going through the hybrid program that we have designed. And in round 2, it will involve all the other ASEAN countries. So for round 1, where Malaysia is going to be running the program from October all the way to end of November, it is going to be a hybrid format. So the online content will be available on a platform called Rise. We will have also 3 regional online sessions, live online sessions, and they will be supplemental to the online contents that we are rolling out. So as I said, there will be 6 modules. At the end of module 1, 3, and 6, we will have an online live session to contextualize how these learnings will be played out or will be, contributing to recommendations that is suitable for Malaysia's context. We will also hold a One Malaysia sectors session. So out of the earlier 3 regional ones, there will be, on top of the 3 regional online sessions, we will have one that is just focused on Malaysia sector, and it will be facilitated by local country partners to supplement the online content. At the end of the 6 modules, what we're also intending to do is to have a in-person Malaysia roundtable session at the end of November. We are hoping and looking forward to as well on a longer term relationship building and co-working together. So we are hoping that those that will be taking part in the program will also meet us on additional ongoing alumni sessions to build on what we have been doing for the past 2 months in October and November. All right. So what are these modules all about? So the program is structured around 16 modules. The first module will look into introduction to policy making for creative economy. The second week, we will look at social and economic innovation and impact in the culture and creative industries. The third week will bring us supporting enterprise development in the creative industry. The fourth module will be about creative networks, hubs, and ecosystems. The fifth one will focus on digital and creative industries, and the sixth will be about design, promotion, and brand. So these are the I would say, chapters of each of these modules and what you will be going through, and will be able to not only absorb this in terms of your own time when the modules are being released, but like I said, there will be 4 in total live online sessions to be talking about and exchanging and discussing with your peers, as well as industry experts that we will be inviting to these online live sessions. So throughout the 6 modules, you will be provided materials. So we'll start you off with an orientation guide. We will have the 6 modules. There'll be a program booklet. And at the end of the program, participants that complete the entire course will be awarded a certificate. So this here will be my last slide, and it is regarding the timeline of the program that we will be running in Malaysia. So this is the time sort of commitment that we're looking for if you'd like to participate in this training program. So we're in August at the moment, and by September, roundabouts mid-September, we'll be able to share with you the actual registration for the policy training, program itself. So again, put that in your calendar if you can. Sometime by mid-September, we will be able to reach out to you via email for the proper registration. And then we'll start the first module by the week of 14 of October. Module 2 will be the following week. 3, 4, and 5 will be so on and so forth. So it's something that we're looking at weekly module releases. And as you can see, live online sessions are timed for module 1, right after module 1. The second one will be after module 3. And then the third one will be after module 4. So we are looking at also the Malaysia Country Focus Roundtable that will happen at the end of November. And the award of certificates as well as the evaluation will happen mid-December. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Camelia. So now it's going to be time for our Q&A. But before the Q&A, I just would like to share with you what is our ask of you today. Basically, we have about 100. We're expecting between 50 and 80 participants, but we can go up to 100 participants for this training. It is completely free of charge. It is something that you can use as a professional development for your colleagues and your staff of your organization, because we will be issuing a certificate at the end of the training. But basically, we hope that this training and those live sessions with Malaysia sectors, but also with other countries, regional sessions, would be an opportunity for creative practitioners, educators, funders, and policymakers to really come together and really break the silos. Like I said earlier, the objective is, of course, it is to gain skills or knowledge or it's a training, obviously. But beyond the training, there is almost an equally important role, which is to bring the right people at the table. And this is where we need your help, because a lot of times when we run events around the creative industry, we get a lot of practitioners, but we don't get everybody at the same table. And that is the problem, because if we don't speak to the right people, then we are speaking to an echo chamber. And this is where my ask to you is to ensure that you not only do you register to the training, that's for your own benefit, but for the bigger benefit, it is to bring as many people from your network as you can. And what I mean by that is obviously your immediate colleagues in your organizations or your friends or fellow creative practitioners or entrepreneurs. That's one thing. But if you, on a regular basis, deal with town authorities, cities authorities, if you deal with policymakers, if you deal with funders, if you deal with grantee of those funders, please do share this opportunity with all of them, because it is only with everybody at the table talking to each other and learning from each other's challenges and opportunity that we can make a difference. So my ask is really that you consider this opportunity for yourselves, for sure, but also that you help us to reach out to the people that we don't have access to in your locality or in your network. So like I said, we have space. Make sure, please, that you can share this with as many people from a diverse background as possible. So that is our ask. In 2 weeks' time, we will be sending a registration form for the training. That will be the official registration form for the training. So we will be in contact with all of you, if that's okay, to ensure that you are able to register and pass on. And we will pass on potentially this recording, but also the presentation, so that you have material to share with everybody. So I think that's it for me now, and I would like to then open the floor for question. And Cami and Erica will, if you can be there to support me in answering any tricky question. Thank you. So, Erica, do you see anything on the chat? Is there anyone that would like to ask any question at the moment?
Not
No.
on the chat at the moment. There's
Yeah.
no raised hands as well. So if anybody would like to ask a question live or yes, Sefa. I see a raised hand from Sefa. Is that an accident? Because you've put it down again.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sefa.
Yes, Sefa.
Yeah. It's glad to meet you guys again, and thank you so much for the invitation. I was wondering because just now referring to Florence's request to sort of like expand this or extend this invitation to as far as possible for within our network. I was wondering, like, if there is how can I reach the information so that I'm able to extend the information? Like, for example, like maybe there is a WhatsApp message that I can sort of like forward this to, and that would be
Sure.
great, I think. Definitely.
So Erica has already dropped the presentation on the chat. So you, before the call end, we would advise you to download the link.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, in 2 weeks' time, we will be ready with our registration form. And we will send all of you a pack of information with the registration link, with the PowerPoint, and potentially with this recording, so that people can understand the context of the training and the objective and what we're trying to do.
That's great, because currently I'm in University Malaya right now as a senior lecturer. I would love to spread this within the academics so that others will also able to attend as well.
You're right, Safa, because this is the point that I was trying to make earlier, is that although it's called a policymakers training, I think in Malaysia, it is equally important that we have the creative, the entrepreneurs, and the educator together with the policymaker on this journey. Because if not, we're going to talk to a group, and then we're going to talk to another group and another group, but we're never going to get the group to talk to everybody, which is where I think the problem, which is, I think that's an important point that we need to address.
Thanks.
Thank you. So go ahead, share it.
I think, Florence, if I can also add on about the policy training itself, it's going to be very useful for creative practitioners who have perhaps been feeling quite challenged to be able to advocate about the work that you're doing in the creative industries. So this this training program and the modules provided will be able to also potentially provide you more insights on how to advocate for the work that you're doing in the creative industry sector. And in a way, also with the opportunities to network with other policymakers or even regionally with other colleagues in Indonesia and Philippines and Vietnam and other ASEAN countries. It would also help you to provide an international perspective on what the creative industries and sectors look like in other places.
I've got
Thanks,
some
Kimi.
movements in the chat. So Irene has asked, so should I just send my industry friends' contacts to you guys via email? Then you guys can reach out to them. So Irene, I've also responded on the chat. We will be sharing the invitation email that you may then share out with your network. Yeah. And there was a second question as well, Armani, will the modules be in a set schedule or recorded? Can we watch it anytime? My answer is the modules will be released weekly, so it will be great if participants can complete the modules before the live sessions so that you can discuss and apply what you've learned from the modules. Was there anything to add, colleagues?
Yes, on Irene's question about sending us her contacts, actually, we should not do that because it's going against the data protection. So you can send us your contacts as in like the name of the organization and the name of a person, but we cannot collect their email address because that would go in breach of the data protection that we are following. So do not send us your network's information or data, please. You know, we will do everything we can to support you in sharing the information, but we cannot receive their data like this. So thank you very much. Yeah, of course, yes. Okay, so you could ask them permission. If you ask them the permission first, then that's okay. Yes. As long as we have their consent. Hi, June.
We've got a raised hand from June. Go ahead, June.
Hi, hello everybody.
Hi, June.
Hi. Thank you for organizing this. Sounds like it's going to be a very interesting and fruitful program, I feel. Just a question about the mix of participants, and actually curious about the live sessions after module 1, 3, and 4. Will there actually be policymakers also participating from Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Communication, Prime Minister's Department? Yeah, any idea about that?
So we have already been in touch with the ministries that you've listed, and we already have policymakers from MOTAC who have confirmed their participation in the training. So yes, there will be some representation. I've also had a chat with YB Fami from the communication, communication ministry. So hopefully, you know, we will also see colleagues from his ministry to join. And we know that there is an interest from people from JKKN and other agencies. So that's the whole thing, is that we really hope that as many policymakers as possible will be part of this cohort. And also funders as well, because funders can play a very important role here, I feel. And it's also, you know, very important that they get to network, they get to meet, hear the projects, hear the challenges, hear the needs, hear all of these things. And just like educators. So this is why we want to have as diverse a mix as possible so that everybody's voices is heard as much as possible.
Could I then also offer a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of this, there's a round table, right?
Yes.
I think just to be realistic about getting government officials to
Mm.
come for a program that's not designed by them, is to really invite them already to the roundtable and
Yes.
say that, you know, like, so that it's already, I mean, they have to present something, so they have to go through the 6 modules to do that. You know what I mean? So like the cohort will go together until the
Mm.
final roundtable. Something to think about, because
Yes.
the chances of, let's just be realistic about government servants. I really don't think they'll be completely enthused about this, unless of course they have this thing that they need to do at the end.
Mm. No, I hear you, June, and like I said, it is our wish that, you know, we are obviously going to invite them. I cannot force people to come, obviously, but you know, they are definitely the key audience here, because I know that the creative practitioners, entrepreneurs would respond anyways, because, you know, it's their livelihood, it's what's at stake, and it's their passion, and it's their, you know, so I hear you. I know what you're trying to say, and we will do our best, very best, to make sure that they are represented.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys will. Thank you very much.
Armani, I'm not skipping your question, or not forgetting your question, but I'll address Amina's first. I think Amina wanted to ask if FINAS was included as well. Is that correct, Armina?
Yes, that's correct. Some of the theatre practitioners work in the film industry as well, and we have different ministries for different sectors that we work in. And I was wondering if anyone from FINAS is going to join, because I want to speak with not just MOTAC, but FINAS and education as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Amina.
Yes. So, Amina, thank you for your question. To answer, the answer is yes. We have seen already some interest from members of FINAS. I'm wondering actually whether any of them are on the call today, because there's been some registration from FINAS. So again, this is definitely a body that we will want to be sitting at the table with us. Yes.
Thank you.
And we've got the next question from Armani. Will the live sessions be during or after work hours, Malaysia or UK time? Asking due to some of us have creative work hours and would need to adjust schedules accordingly.
Shall I answer this
Yes,
question?
Kemi,
Do you want to take that, Kemi? Go ahead.
All right. So for the online live sessions, because we are working together with the UK delivery partner, Cultural Associates Oxford, so it will coincide with the UK time as well. However, we are trying to ensure that it's at a preferable time, because we understand if it's happening during weekdays, this might mean it will take place quite late. But if it's during weekends, then, you know, we also are taking into consideration people's leisure time and rest time. So we're hoping to ensure that it's at a preferable time. And if actually you have any feedback for us now, that would be really helpful for us when we actually start scheduling the online live sessions.
Right, so welcome for people's input on the time. And we've got the next question from Karen. What is the average time commitment for each module?
Maybe I'll take this one as well. So for each module, because it will be released each week, you will have enough time within that week to complete it. But the module itself will take around 2 to 3 hours online when you're going through the modules on the rise.com platform. However, for those sessions where we have the online live regional sessions, those sessions will last around 3 to 4 hours, because we not only have presentations from key stakeholders or key practitioners from both UK and ASEAN, but we'll also start making breakout sessions and discussion sessions between the participants. So that's why we do hope that each participant can commit to the time that we have set for this training program.
Thank you. I hope that answers your question, Karen. Next, we have Tanjia Cheng. Is there a screening process or any filtering process for the applicants to join the module? And a follow-up, are we required to be representing only one umbrella or representing multiple organizations is allowed?
So in terms of selection, obviously, there isn't an official selection process per se, but obviously, if you are going to take a spot, you need to be quite sure of your commitment throughout the training, because you need to think about the spot that you're taken, and if you drop, you have basically taken somebody's spot potentially. So we just ask that there is a significant level of motivation, and that you are really quite keen to go through the whole training. So that's to answer your first question. The second question is, no, you can represent multiple organizations. There is no issue with that. So you're welcome to come in as a practitioner yourself, and perhaps you are a member of an association of some creative sector. That's fine. You can speak on your behalf, or you can speak on behalf of any other agency or organization that you represent.
Right, thanks, Florence. Lena has also dropped in some stakeholders that we might want to look into as well. So Lena has asked, how about censorship board, MCMC, and whomever that is leading the content code, and home ministry?
Yeah, thanks, Lena. We will be taking your comments on board. Thank you very much.
And Vanessa asked, will we be getting the exact dates and timing for all the modules prior to the registration of the program or after?
That's a Kemi question.
Yes, we are hoping to finalize the dates for the sessions, and that way, when you open the registration, you'll have at least some kind of indication of the scheduling for each of the live sessions. However, there might also still be a possibility for some changes nearing to the end, but we are trying to minimize any kind of changes. So hopefully you'll have a better picture about the scheduling when we open up the registrations.
Thanks, Kemi. So we'll keep you updated, Renessa, on our email invitation. I will note that point. Thanks. So right now, I don't have any more questions on the chat or raise hands. I was wondering if anybody else wanted to comment on something, offer a suggestion, or have any other questions. Okay.
Okay, I think everybody is quite clear. Anyway, my last word of advice would be that if you have any question or any concerns or any suggestion for us, please feel free to connect with me directly by email or to connect with Erica. And we will do our very best to answer to your query as soon as possible. Lena, your comments are very valid, and I will take them on board. And I just want to thank everyone for their participation and their question and their enthusiasm, because I see some people are quite keen to go and register. So that's great to see. And if there isn't any more question for anyone, I guess I can just thank you all for being here today and close the session, and thank my colleagues Kemi and Erica for being here today with me. So thank you very much, everybody. You know, hopefully we will get a very diverse cohort of participants from Malaysia. We will meet other participants from other countries in the regions, and hopefully, you know, we can come up with a recommendation paper at the end of this process. So thank you very much and have a good rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Erika, Camelia, and Florence. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.